Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for November 27th through December 3rd, 2023. So, as we begin, I'd just like to thank everyone who is returning to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who might be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. Just a few reminders. Um, Make sure, if you haven't done so already, that you're subscribed. Select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and leave your comments. If during the course of this video you feel called to have an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. And if you just like to make a donation in support of my channel, you can go to my uh, current link, which is my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom. And all of the links I'm mentioning are going to be in the description area below. Also, I'm going to be working on the monthly or the general monthly angel reading for December, as well as the um, 12 angel scopes for the different zodiac signs. So I'm recording this a little bit earlier, a week earlier because of the Thanksgiving holidays. However, the general reading will probably come out at maybe possibly around December 27th, or somewhere after that time. So, no, I'm sorry, not December 27th, November 27th, the week of this video. Um, I'll work on that, and then the others as well. All right, so let's take a deep breath together. And just allow yourself to release anything that's on your mind and to release any burdens in your heart with each breath. Just letting go and letting things stand. Let them be for now. And they write the word encore. And I feel like, and then they wrote the word body. I feel like that, in the context of the energy, the way I felt it, it was about letting things go because it came on this um, intention to just release and let go. That it came on the heels of an understanding of it, that sometimes if we don't let things be, then we just end up repeating. And what we may not, what we may end up repeating may be the things that we don't want to continue in our lives. And this, they write the word justice and then they write the word love right after it. Um, and it feels as though that sometimes we don't, we, the repeating of things, those cycles that we keep going through, that it's real justice when you are able, justice for yourself, justice for your soul, justice for your purpose, for your peace of mind, for the fulfillment of your heart, to let things go. To, they write the word respect, if it's about that, in letting go, you learn that you have to respect others where they are, and that it's not our role to try to change everything or fix everything that's going on around us. we also have to understand that people are on their journey. They're in their own classroom and they're going through that curriculum, even though it's not the one for you and it may not look like a curriculum that makes sense or that the curriculum that will yield the results. But it's not about the results that you want for them, it's the results that they need for themselves. And that's why each one of us is in our own tailor made classroom, experiencing a unique curriculum for ourselves. But we're all on the same journey, no matter how different they look and how different the paths of illusion appear. They're just that, paths of illusion, because we're all on the path of oneness, truth, love, and light. And the Earth School is the great expedition of experiential opportunities. We're given free will, therefore, we can experience everything that's possible. And it's limitless in what that can be. But it's hard for us to understand that it's like this expedition of unique experiences and discoveries. And as a light, a soul, a lamp goes into such diverse experiences and sometimes extremes, that sacred lamp or light is being brought there. And that light always interacts with whatever experiences that we're having, even if we're not conscious of it, because we're so far in to the depths of the darkness of some of our choices. But that light brings wisdom and clarity and understanding and compassion so that any one of us who may, through time and space, might discover that same place will find a little kernel of light has been left there to support them, like a record or a library, like a crystal that has recorded an experience, but the wisdom of that experience is left there. And this is how, no matter what choices we make and no matter where we end up, we leave an imprint of our light in those experiences that last, that transcend time and space. And the soul grows from the enlightenment that it receives from every expedition in the Earth School curriculum. It's interesting. I just looked down and it's like 9 something, and I had seen the angel number 932. And the message simply says, trust that the ascended masters are helping your career and divine life purpose because they are. And you might feel like you're not in a place that you'd like to be right now in your career or in your life in general. But you are there for a reason. And there is kernels of light, enlightenment there. And they write the word perspective. There's a perspective that you are gaining from where you are right now. I don't know why they just wrote classy, but I don't know if they meant as in classy, as in um, sort of school like, or classy, sort of the in the sense of like a first class act. And maybe it's a little bit of both, because what we don't understand, what we keep forgetting, that there are no mistakes. If you could just erase that from your heart right now, because I can feel that we're just holding these all the mistakes, and this, it's like there's an accounting of every mistake, and it's just there like this boulder or burden in our hearts. If we could understand that we are where we need to be in order to gain perspective, and that perspective is going to reveal to you where you're headed, where you need to, the direction you're going to choose, because of that moment of perspective. I hope you can feel the power in that statement. That every situation gives you a moment or moments of perspective that will change the course of your life. It may not feel good right now, but all that not feeling good is gathering. The light within you is extracting all of the powerful information and wisdom that is gathering it into this classic perspective. And once you receive that perspective, you allow yourself to receive it by not focusing on errors, but accepting that you're here, you're experiencing it, and you're here because there's some perspective that you need. And that perspective is just going to change everything. So in this week, I get a strong feeling that you're going to gain some kind of really clear perspective. And I don't know, they just wrote the word sophisticated, that it's a very sophisticated curriculum or challenge, but it's going to be the most rewarding perspective that's going to just change everything for you. And this could happen even on a global level, as we're all being activated in this way, that our lessons are intensifying and amplifying for some great perspective. And it may not happen all at once. It may be sort of a domino effect that just ripples across the globe over a period of time. But just know, whatever you feel, whatever you feel stuck in, or whatever situation has got you in it, like in the middle of it, just know that that's an opportunity for great perspective. Let's take a look at the Archangel that we're working with. All right, and we've had this guardian angel card come up quite a lot recently. Not a lot, but enough to be noticeable. And so the guardian angel message says, love yourself unconditionally. Let me just, it's a little dark today. It says, love yourself unconditionally and ask for help. Now, remember, when your guardian angel comes through, this is indicating, because your guardian angel is sort of holding your divine blueprint. And this divine blueprint, you might want to think of it as almost like this, your tablet that has this, all of the highlights of the curriculum and the things that your soul came to fulfill. It could, you might think of this as the equivalent of your astrological blueprint. You know, all the coordinates at the moment of your birth sort of established all these various outcomes or um, sort of outcomes or divine um, sort of goals and inclinations that you might um, fulfill at this time. And so this classic perspective is an important one. So it means that your guardian angel is here to help you if you need it. And this is a really important time to talk to your guardian angel, because your guardian angel is the one that holds your divine blueprint for this lifetime. And your guardian angel is always behind you to indicate that it does not usurp your free will, but it is shadowing you, protecting you, and stepping in and offering reminders or creating an obstacle that might help you to activate your awareness about what you want to do, or is also creating that obstacle to prevent you from getting off track because of that agreement that was made. But it really highlights that whatever is unfolding for you right now is a part of the divine blueprint. The circumstances is going to give you that perspective to help you to, discover the right path for yourself. So your guardian angel is indicating, as she's writing, or he support for you right now. They're here to support you. So make sure that you really talk to your guardian angel. You can ask your guardian angel to talk to the guardian angel of someone else on your behalf to resolve something for you. You can ask your guardian angel to help you specifically to with the circumstances that you're dealing with, to help you to sort of obtain the wisdom and the enlightenment that is within the situation, to help you to understand the purpose that this is serving and how it's setting you up for real opportunities that align with your truth. But loving yourself unconditionally is so important, because certain things can just knock us down, right? It can just and lure us to our knees, and we want to go into the blame, the shame, the guilt. But what you really need is to love yourself unconditionally, to not see, not to focus on the mistakes, but to be present. Yeah, ask for the strength to be present with what purpose this is serving to help you to align with your divine blueprint. They also write the word cafe, which is my symbol for networking. So be aware of the network of support that might be coming to you. And this, or the network of support that you might end up discovering, this could be, they write, a new chapter of relationships, for instance, that you discover. Whatever perspective you need is what you will find. So we have the Seven of Earth, and this is about being patient right now, waiting for that divine timing, waiting for things to orchestrate, waiting for this to play out. And you'll know when you have that new perspective that now you're ready for the next step. And remember, the universe always hands you one step at a time. This is one of the reasons why we get confused when we are inspired and the ego doesn't do one step. The ego trashes you with a collage of steps all at once, which makes you overwhelmed. For what purpose? So you back away from the whole idea. So always understand that the universe is works at the simplest level to afford you your energy to, and the momentum of that energy to build, and it with each step to be established, not to ever dissipate in any way. So be patient with the process. And if you learn the patience with the process to establish each stage of your process, you will discover an incredible um, sort of shift in your life, a more secure one. And this card gives me a sense of taking the time to sort of really be grounded in each new eventful opportunity. So each stage is established, and to really be grounded in that, to your spirit, so to speak. So this card often talks about um, contentment, right? And um, just a sense of overall peace, and with what you've accomplished. We often see sort of a celebration um, that looks like a couple. And so a lot of connotations of marriage, a ceremony, or something like this is associated with this card. But we can also think of it as like these rituals that we perform to mark such occasions. The rituals are there to establish the occasion, something that we we will never forget, right? So for marriage, it's the ritual of love, and just really grounding ourselves that this union is taking place and all of what it means. And so every part of that ritual is, you know, establishing the all the aspects of what a marriage is about, so that we're just truly present and not distracted by this or that. We're gathering to focus. And so it's a similar sense to really focus in on where you are right now so that you can move to the next step. If you can't really focus on where you are, whether it's a challenge or difficult lesson or, you know, the celebration of something, then it will not fully, the meaning will not have fully established itself within you. And therefore, it's not as easy to sustain it through, being very um, intentional and deliberate about, let's go back to this marriage, about, being in the marriage, the two building this union together day by day, moment by moment. You'll lose you'll lose sight of what's important. And ultimately, it's the love between you, not the things that you have between you and that need to be managed. Although they often become the thing that tears people apart because the love was what the ritual was about. And it's not cherished and honored, and both um, partners are not clearly being present with how that love is evolving every day. When they wake up every day, that love has expanded and therefore new, and therefore each person has shifted and the love has shifted, and people are usually not up to date, just like we're not up to date with our own selves and our souls in the very same way. All right, so let's take a look at. So the last card here we have is the Five of Earth. And this is sort of giving me a sense about letting letting things sort of take away from the spiritual. We're letting, it's so easy to lose this sort of established um, spiritual essence when we keep, and they write the word desperate, when we become desperate about things or the way things are going to go in the outer world, when we can't control it or see how it's going to pan out, we start to freak out, become desperate, because we're now focusing our attention away from the focus of our contentment and the actual purpose that sustains it, like love in a marriage. And we start putting the attention to all the things that seemingly are falling apart or are moving on different perspective. One perspective is falling apart, and the other perspective, the enlightened one, is that it's moving forward or moving on. Just like you change, but you don't realize it because you're not able to be fully present with yourself because there's so many distractions from the outer world that we're always making a priority over the spiritual. So wherever you are, whatever circumstances you're going through, you've got to get back to home. You know, I don't know if this is the appropriate thing, but your raison d'etre, you like the reason for being, your purpose. There's a purpose, even if you're unaware of it or not, for everything, every choice that you've made. It came out of a purpose. You did it for a reason. There's a reason for being. And you need to connect in with that instead of letting the outer distract you. The things that are falling apart, or maybe are falling away because they're no longer needed, because they no longer fit into the version of you that you've become in its expansion. And what we have a hard time doing, since we know the universe, the physical universe, is all about impermanence, we have trouble letting go and welcoming the new. Do you really get up in the morning, or in every day, do you notice what has changed about you? Or in a relationship, do you notice what has changed about your partner? Whether it's a romantic partner or a professional partner, have you really noticed, because of the interaction between you two, that you've changed each other? And are you open to that? Or are you trying to hold them to that first initial interaction was, what you saw in them in that first interaction? The things that happen to us, a lot of the challenges that and obstacles that happen are because we aren't keeping up with the blueprint. And so a lesson has to be offered to help you to use your free will to choose that blueprint over the distractions. Because that's sort of what we're here to do. We're here to integrate the physical and spiritual experience that we call the human soul experience. We're not here to be one over the other, but to become something new, this combination of the two. And it's not easy. It's an experiment that's never been done before. And so that's why there's all kinds of forgiveness and compassion, better than forgiveness, put in place. And all we have to do is practice this. Practice being loving, unconditionally loving to everyone, especially to yourself. They ask you to breathe. They write the word oxygen in front of me. Breathe a lot in this week. Take more opportunities to breathe, because that breath, intentional breath, is an integration. You're calling in spirit into your physical. You're calling the wisdom and the insights and the clarity of spirit into the physical to establish balance, to establish compassion with it all. All right, so the card I've pulled from the bottom of the deck, it's a 10 of Earth. And this is a card that shows someone who's achieved all of the important things of life. Not only career, finance, but family. The great ideal, I guess, or the ideal of what we are here to experience. And yet it always shows a family. And what is at the heart of that family? Love. Unconditional love. We typically see this older person, and we see three generations, and that person, the elder person, is looking with incredible love at the youngest generation and the parents as well. He doesn't have any kind of, you don't see any kind of discrimination or criticism in his demeanor, because what's important over all that can go on in the world is just being there for one another in a way that holds the highest frequency. And the highest frequency you could ever hold or be able to hold is through unconditional love. And with this, everyone is able to be truly themselves, authentic. And through this authentic expression, total liberation, worth, self worth is established. And therefore, abundance is just easily flows. And purpose is easily found, but a purpose that is focused and aligned with the divine blueprint. This type of success attracts the success that we all ultimately want. Because I think our ego has distorted our what we think success is, even if we see successful people. But it's based on a system of power that where love is not behind that. It's something else. Just cold ambition where we have to just block out everything, not care about how we're going to affect anybody else, but just achieve our goal. But that family would be dysfunctional in this card. So respecting each other's curriculum, their journey, despite you don't get it, that's unconditional love. It's the beginning of the practice. That what other people are doing in their lives, in their curriculum, I don't care how close they are to you in this world sort of system that we have, doesn't matter if you're not unconditionally loving them, if you're not allowing them to be who they are authentically, then you are impeding their self-worth and therefore the self-worth of our planet globally. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, the perspective that we receive in our own individual classrooms in this week. And so remember to breathe to help you to continuously integrate, to cause you to pause and take a moment to ground in that breath, to allow awareness to sort of find its alignment with what your divine blueprint is at this present time, to help you to become a better version, a more evolved version of yourself, and allowing that version of yourself to act as a domino effect for others, and therefore transform an entire world by continuously being diligent and dedicated into sustaining or holding the sacred space for your authenticity. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week. God bless you.